Demo 15 will showcase some advanced examples using all the functionality of the RESTful API the other demos have highlighted. The first demonstration will be a full-stack build of a demo integrity system using only the RESTful API to create and provision the infrastructure and services. The demo uses an Integrity 9.5 Address Manager appliance and a BlueCat DNS and DHCP appliance. They have only been provisioned with the IP address and no other configuration has yet been applied. The BDDS appliance is not under Address Manager control yet. The demo makes use of a change in behaviour that the default admin user is now also an API privileged account, allowing for the RESTful API calls to be made immediately against an Address Manager appliance once it's been provisioned with an IP address. A post call is issued to create a new user session for the admin user. A put call is issued to update the Address Manager settings, adding a banner. A post call is used to provision the BlueCat Gateway user-defined field definition. A new API user account is added with a post call, additionally setting the gateway UDF for this user account. A login session for the new API user account is created using another post call. A configuration name default is added to the Address Manager using a post call. A DNS view called default is added using another post call. An RFC 1918 10/8 block of address space is added with a post call. An RFC 1918 block for the 172.16/12 space is added with a post. The 192.168/16 block is added as well. An IPv6 block of address space is added to the global IPv6 block. A new network is created within the 192.168/16 address space. The next available network is added to the 10/8 address block. Another post adds the next available /24 network to the block, and another call adds a third /24 network to the 10/8 address block. An IPv6 network is added to the prior provisioned IPv6 address space. A new DNS zone for bluecatlabs.co.uk is created with a post under the default view. The BDDS server resource is defined and taken under Address Manager control. A new DNS deployment role is created for the new BlueCat zone. A root hints DNS deployment option is created at DNS view level. A DNS deployment option for allow query cache is created on the DNS view, and an allow query DNS option is also added to the view. A full DNS deployment is started with a post call to the server deployments resource. A DNSA record is added to the zone via a post to the resource records collection. The DNS record is immediately available in DNS due to dynamic deployment. A dual stacked host record is added to the zone for the Address Manager. The DNS record is immediately available in DNS due to dynamic deployment. A dual stacked host record is added to the zone for the BDDS appliance. The DNS record is immediately available in DNS due to dynamic deployment. A new DHCP range is added to one of the networks using a post call. A DHCP client option for the network's router is added to the range. A client option for the range's DNS service is added with the post. And a DHCP service option is added to the range to get lease host names. A DHCP deployment role is created on the network with another post call. A final post call to the service deployment resource makes the DHCP service live on the BlueCat DNS DHCP appliance. This demo has built a full-stack solution using just v2 RESTful API calls. The next generation of the Integrity Address Manager graphical user interface, coming in the 10.0 release, will also utilise the RESTful API to carry out all of its actions for the first time. The second advanced demo makes use of the filters and fields options and the global collection of networks. The use case being show all networks which are all over 90% utilised. In order to achieve this, the filter option uses the usage percentage.unassigned field and the less than or equal operator set to 10%, e.g. the network is 90% utilised. The second part of the API call uses the fields parameter to only show specific information from the network resource which is useful for the use case. The final advanced demo is to show the last time a specific user logged into the Address Manager, but to allow for the paging through the sessions this particular user had during the time period, starting with the latest first. 3 filter conditions are used: that the login date time is greater or equal to the start of the day, that the login date time is less than or equal to the end of the day, and that the user.name is admin to select the admin account. The second part of the API sets the order by to descending upon the login date time, so the last login will be the first shown. The limit equals 1 is used to only show the latest login, which will trigger pagination if there is more than one login in that period. This will allow for the selection of each earlier login session for the admin user, simply using the next link. Finally, the fields is used to only show the username, IP address and the login date time. Using the next link at the top of the response will allow for the selection of the next earlier time the admin user logged into the Address Manager in the specific time period. Pagination has automatically created the next link with the offset and limit set. Demo 15 started with an advanced example which showcased the full stack building of an Integrity Address Manager and DNS DHCP appliance, starting from a blank state through to a fully provisioned IPAM, DNS and DHCP solution. Demo 15 also showed how the filters and fields parameter can be used to show only networks on the address manager which are 90% or above utilised. Demo 15 then showed an advanced example of showing the last time a specific user logged into the address manager in a given time period, and how the usage of order by, limit and pagination options allowed for the paging through each login that particular user made in the period.